Hello everyone, it's Kathy and I'm so glad that y'all are here today. Welcome in. Hey Margie, how are you? Kim Bradshaw, hello from Kansas. Well, good to see you. How's the weather in Kansas? Is it hot as it is here in the southern part of North Carolina? I told a friend of mine this morning, I was talking to her on the phone, that when you walk out my door, it is like somebody threw a hot, wet blanket in your face. The humidity is horrible. So, hey Randy, good to see you. Okay, I'm hoping that we're going to, if y'all see me looking down, you know that I'm looking at my tablet because I can see the chat there. My camera that's actually videoing me, I can't see the chat from on that one, so I have to have an alternative screen. And we also, we should be seeing our moderator come in. Jennifer's not going to be with us today. She's actually on vacation and she is experiencing Disney. So believe me, their legs and their feet are sore. So 3 parks in 3 days. Hey, there's our moderator, Alicia. Everybody welcome Alicia. You'll see her name in blue, and she has a little wrench beside her name. And she's going to be watching the chat. She's going to let me know your comings and goings. I have her in my ear right here. And so that's how we're going to kind of keep this going and know who is in and who's not. Hello, Marlene. It's good to see you. So, all right, I'm real excited about what we have for today. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it, and I'm hoping that I'm organized, but you know, I never really feel like I am. First and foremost, I wanna let y'all know what the prize drawing is gonna be today. And first I wanna let you know this. Stampin' Up sells these little, well, I guess it would help if I flip y'all over to my desktop. So let's do the craft table with me. There, that's much better. Now you can see what I want you to see. All right, Stampin' Up sells these little stamp cases, and this is the cases just like your stamps come in. And I think a lot of people kind of overlook these in the catalog, but they come in a pack of 4, and they are, we'll take one out and show you. They are so nice. You can store some gems in here. You can store your Stampin' Dimensionals. You can store your masking paper. There's just so many things you can use these for. Your paper pumpkin stamps, if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you can actually go into Stampin' Up and print out the insert and slide it in so that it depicts the stamp set, and you can put your stamp set in here, which is great. That's another use for it. What I like to use mine for, and y'all see me use this quite often, is my Stampin' Scrub. I mean, not my Stampin' Scrub, my Simply Chamois. And these you just wet with water. I have 2 of them in mine. I started out with just 1. But our prize today is actually going to be, let me grab it from down here. It's actually going to be a Simply Chamois, and I'm going to throw in a case as well. So you'll have a place to store it. So that's going to be our prize for today. So if you are interested in the drawing, and we'll see if I can stick this in here, please let Alicia know just by saying yes, drawing, and that way she'll know to put you in. You may already have a Simply Chamois. You might not want it. You might have one, but maybe want another one. Totally up to you. I think I can get this in here. And then when it comes to you, all you got to do is take it out of the plastic, dampen it with just plain water, and you'll have a great way to clean your stamps. Okay, that's going to be our grand prize. The second prize that we're going to do is we're going to give away the cards that I made today, along with this one. This was my prototype. And we're going to do something a little different than this one, because what I did with this one, and I haven't even stuck in my mat, but whoever wins this card, it will have a mat in it with another white mat. But what I did is I cut my window out of my actual card base. And then I had to glue a piece of paper back here to give me a background for my vellum to sit on. So I decided to do it a little bit different, and I think either way will work. But we're going to do it a little different today. And before we go any further with our projects, I also want to acknowledge 2 beautiful cards that I've got. Hey Phyllis, it's good to see you. I keep looking down so I can see people as they come in. Connie, it's good to see you too. Oh, you're spending the week with your grandkids. How fun. Exhausting, but fun, nevertheless. Everybody's asked me about how I'm doing, you know, how I'm progressing. My camera looks crooked. Let me see if I can straighten that up just a little bit. That looks a little bit better. Y'all know that's one of my pet peeves. I am doing fantastic. I can go out and do my walking. I can cook, clean. Nothing has really stopped me, and I'm not having to put my leg up as much as I was initially. Now I can stay in my craft room a little bit longer than I used to could. That's a Southern thing. I'm telling y'all, that is so Southern. Used to could. Anyway, I got a beautiful card from Marlene, and I just wanted to show y'all this beautiful card. Sending Healing Thoughts. I love that blue. That is one of my favorite colors of the new In Color. She used the Tahitian Tide Designer Series paper, and she colored these. This is from the name of that set. It's one of my favorite. It's Nature's Harvest. No, not Nature's Harvest. Is it Nature's Harvest? Yeah, Nature's Harvest. I was right. Nature's Harvest. And she did such a beautiful job with this card. She wrote me a nice little note inside. And it is just elegance, simplicity, and beauty all wrapped up in one card. And I just want to thank her so much for that. It is beautiful. So thank you, Marlene. I love, love, love that card. Jennifer Reel had bought a retired stamp set and punch for me. So she sent me a card, and she posted this card on the Facebook group, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. But I didn't realize that this card was so pretty until I saw it in person. And Jennifer is one of my subscribers that makes... Hey, Jennifer. And I have been pronouncing her name wrong. It's Real, not Real. So Jennifer Real made this beautiful card, and she posted it, like I said, on the YouTube group, not the YouTube group, the Facebook group. But seeing it in person, and y'all say that about my cards a lot too, and it's so true. The camera never does a card justice. This card, she did the one that I had so much trouble with, and it's my very first Christmas card, and I absolutely love it. Jennifer, I cannot express how far you have come in your crafting skills, and I'm so proud of you. So when I see someone make something that I have taught you how to do, I am absolutely thrilled beyond measure. So both of y'all, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that so much. All right, I want to explain my Band-Aid. I have a Band-Aid on my finger because me and a mandolin slicer got into a terrible fight last night when I was slicing some eggplant, and it got the better because I split my finger. In fact, it was still bleeding this morning, so it still has not. I thought I was going to be able to do the video without a Band-Aid. It's so hard to craft when you have a Band-Aid on your finger, but I didn't want to bleed all over the card, so I re-bandaged it, and we're going to hope for the best. So my husband says I'm not safe in the kitchen with anything sharp, and he knows me well. All right, I'm going to show you real quick some products that we're going to use. We're going to use some basic white cardstock. We're going to use some polished pink. We're going to use some vellum cardstock. Now, Stampin' Up's vellum is superior to any vellum that I have used thus far. And I have used different brands of vellum, but this one has been, without a doubt, the best vellum that I've ever used. So those are going to be our solids. For my prints, I brought in our 2021 through 2023 In Color Designer Series paper. These come in 6x6 packs, and you can see these were last year's In Colors, but they're also this year's colors. And of course I used the polished pink, and you'll see what I used when I get to the card. Also, I brought in my stitched rectangle dies. If you do not have this set of dies, you really need to order them. This set of dies are so versatile. You can do so many things with them. It's just like the circle dies. Everyone needs a good square, circle, and rectangle dies, and ovals. Now, Stampin' Up! Discontinued their ovals. I am praying they're going to bring them back. So hopefully in their next release of their catalog, we'll have some ovals, because I love ovals. I think that's what I liked so much about Marlene's card, was the oval. So those are the dies that we're going to be using. Now, I have pre-cut a lot of the stuff. So here is, oh wait, do we have somebody new that came in? Hello, Kim. It's so good to see you. Okay, you're Kim from Kansas. Yeah, I did say hi to you earlier. I just try to make sure that I say hello to everybody as they come in. And again, I want to shout out. Oh, I did text with Jennifer this morning, and she told me to tell everybody she said hey, and that she misses everybody, but she'll be back. She is having fun. So, all right, let me show you what we're going to do. I have 2 cards that we're going to work on today. I'm going to do this one first, because this was my first one that I did. I went ahead and pre-cut all of my pieces because I wanted to try to make this as fast as I could. So let's start from the bottom and work our way up. I think that's always the easiest. I have a card base out of white, and this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Simple, basic A2 size card. I have a piece of Designer Series paper, and that's out of that pack that I showed you. And this piece is 5 1/4 by 4, which gives you our typical mat that will mat on top of this. Then I have a piece of white that is 3 5/8. I know y'all don't like 8s, but I had to do 8s in order to get this card to work out like I wanted to. So 3 5/8 by 5. And we're going to center that up right on top of that Designer Series paper. And then here comes our vellum. This is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Now, you don't have to write down these measurements, because all of this is going to be in our PDF tutorial. So once this video ends, give me about 15, maybe 20 minutes, and I will get that PDF up on my blog page, on my blog post, so that you will have that and you can print it out. All the measurements and everything will be there. So this is going to go on here, but we're going to do some fancy footwork. This next piece, you're going to need a piece that is 3 3/8 by 4 1/4. And this is the piece we're going to use to cut out using one of our dies. So, and that piece is going to go on here. This piece is going to lift out. You can save that because you can use that on another card. But this is how our card's going to build up, just like that. And Alicia I was talking to her the other day, and she told me, she said, girl, you into those frames lately? Yes, I have been into frames. And I'll tell you what got me into the frames was the card that Connie did that I have not conquered yet, and it's this one. And I'm still working on it. So I'm working on this to bring this to you. Connie Stewart did a card like this, and I'm not getting my bottom layer to the top like I need it to be, but it is a work in progress, so that's coming. So that kind of fueled my framing issues, and so we're just going to frame things up. All right, I'm going to start with our stamping, because I think this is going to take us the longest. And we're going to be stamping on our vellum. So I'm going to take my little sticky note off of that. And I'm going to pull out, here I was being so organized. Look at this. I've got a Stampin' Pierce mat. I've got my stamp sets. I've got my little silicone craft sheet. I got my embossing powder, my ink. I got my 2 inks that I'm going to use for my colored inks. I got my brushes and my reverse tweezers and my embossing buddy. I am ready to go. Do I look like I'm ready? I hope I do, because it's now or never, as Elvis would sing. All right, let's put this right here, and I am going to grab that stamp set, and I think I want this one for this card. And this is Happiness Abounds, and I think I'm going to use that rose right there. I think. You know, I really needed more of a solid flower. Maybe I'll do... No, I'm going to go with my first inclination. You know, sometimes your first inclination is the best. So I'm going to go with this rose. And we're going to stamp this rose in white all over. But when I say we're going to stamp it in white, we're going to stamp it in our Versamark ink. And then we are going to heat set it. But before we do any of that, let me get a stamp block. That one will work. I'm going to use my embossing buddy because I don't want embossing powder to stick. Vellum is notorious for having static in it because it does have somewhat of a plastic coating. And the technique we're going to do today is not one that we usually recommend because we don't usually stamp with our pigment inks on vellum because they smear. But because we're going to put that side down onto a piece of white cardstock, I think we're going to be okay. Or at least I was in the... I don't see any smearing of the blue on this. The blue is stamped on the back side of the vellum. The white is stamped on the front and heat embossed. So that's what our plan is for today. Kind of wanted to let you know where we're going with this so that you're not, you know, kind of in the dark. So here is my Versamark ink, and this is just a very sticky, it's almost like a glue ink, but it leaves a nice impression. You know, I need a little piece of paper up underneath here. So I'm just going to grab a piece of copy paper. You can use one of your other sheets or copy paper or whatever. I'm doing this because I'm going to be stamping off and on, so I want that to stay. I don't want to put the sticky ink on my stamping mat. So we're going to do this, and we're going to come in and stamp like that. If you notice, I'm trying not to put my fingers on that piece of vellum. And then I'm going to stamp one right here. And then we're going to stamp one here. Now, I know y'all aren't seeing this because I can't see it. So if I look at it, if I hold it and look at it from the side, I can see that it is stamping. So we're just going to keep going. I love vellum. I love all the different things you can do with vellum. I think it gives your cards just a touch of elegance that you don't get in a lot of other papers. So let's see. Let's go this way with this one. And I'm trying to keep them from overlapping, but if they do overlap a little bit, that's no big deal. I think we can do one more right about here. And then one more. I'm turning my head sideways so I can see where I need to stamp that. I think maybe let's get just a little edge of it right here. Okay. So I'm going to move this piece out of my way because that's got sticky ink on it now. I'm going to cover my ink up. And let's go ahead and bring over this powder. This is just my plain white embossing powder. And yes, it's a lot because it's a lot more than one container of embossing powder. But I love to emboss. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use those reverse tweezers. And I'm going to grab this in a place where there's no embossing. And I'm going to hold it like that and put it right over top. And then we're going to see the beautiful roses appear like magic. And there's our roses. Aren't they pretty? Alright, I think that looks really good, and you know what? I think my embossing buddy did the job because I don't see any place where I didn't stamp that has embossing powder. So that's a good thing. Alright, y'all know I'm going to make some noise, right? What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little board. This is not a Stampin' Up! Product, just so you'll know. This is just a little board that I have that I use to do my heat setting on. And I bought this little stand for my heat gun, and this little board came with it. And like I said, it's not a Stampin' Up! Item, so I'm not going to address what it is or where I got it from. I'm going to turn on this heat tool. This is our heat tool. I'm going to turn it on high, which you have 2 settings on this. You have a 1 and a 2. And I'm going to push it all the way down to 2. And I'm going to let that heat up just for a few minutes because I want it to be pretty hot when I put it onto my vellum. So, hey Tina, how are you? I just saw her pop in. Hey there. So what we're doing, we're heat bossing on some vellum right now. So I think it's gotten warm enough, so I'm going to bring it down. This board allows me to put it down right to the vellum. But what you want to do is you want to keep that heat gun moving because you don't want to scorch your embossing powder. You want to wait for it to get shiny. Once it starts to shine, see it's starting to change right there? Then you know that it's doing the job. So just little circular motions until everything melts. As it gets shiny, you know that it's melted. So you want to take your time, just keep your heat moving around just like you would if you were blow drying your hair. And no, you cannot use a blow dryer for this. It doesn't work. The heat is not intense enough from a blow dryer to make this work. You really need an embossing heat tool. You might ask me, how do I know that? Because when I first started out, I thought you could use a blow dryer. Yes, I was naive and I didn't understand heat embossing. And I finally broke down and bought myself a heat tool. Now it takes vellum a little bit longer, as you can see. If this was regular cardstock, all of this would have already been done. It does take vellum a little bit longer to melt, for the embossing powder to melt. Now I'm going to turn it over, and I'm just going to do this. You don't want to lay it down flat on anything on the embossed side because sometimes it's still sticky and it will stick to what you lay it to. So I'm going to put that over there, and let's turn that noisy thing off. Noisy but necessary, that's what I say. Okay. Now that's pretty by itself, but I think I'm going to turn that over. I'm not too sure. I don't want to put some color on those flowers, but I really want to, No, I'm not. I'm going to continue with the plan that I had from the beginning, and that's going to be to put, I really want to do some pink on there now. Alright, we're going to do pink, just because I want to. What is it? It's my card, so it's my rules. Is that the way it works? I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to go ahead and scrub this stamp off using my chamois. Now, to really clean this stamp good, because it's that sticky ink, I will bring out my Stampin' Scrub, because this has cleaner in it, or on it, that I can, I'm going to do it. I'm sorry. Y'all know my pet peeve. I can reactivate my stamp cleaner with just a squirt of water. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to scrub this really good. And you see how that's bubbling up? That stamp cleaner that I put on there like 2 days ago is still good, just by wetting it. And then I dry it on this side. So if you don't have a Stampin' Scrub, you need one of those. They are absolutely fantastic. So I got that cleaned up. So I'm going to grab this little bouquet of flowers. I should have chosen a different one, but that's okay. We're going to go with this. I'm going to get this little bouquet of flowers. Which one do I want? I'm going to do the bigger one. And I'm going to pick it up on my stamp block. And then I'm going to take and put this in that pink. This is Polished Pink. Beautiful color. And I'm just going to go in between the roses. And like I said, normally I would not stamp a pigment ink like this on vellum, because if you put your fingers against it, it's going to smear. You really need to use a StazOn or maybe even a VersaFine. But StazOn really, I think, is the ink that you would want to use on vellum, because it won't move. But because I'm going to be gluing this down, let me bring down a little piece of paper back over, because I want to stamp off of the edges as well. Because this is going to go down flat on a piece of white paper, I don't think it's going to matter. And I had a lot of people ask me since my last video, have I got my mojo back? I'm getting there. I think, you know, having to be out of my craft room for the period of time that I was, and it wasn't that long really, but it felt like it was to me. I know I got so much ink on this stamp, I'm going to make a mess if I don't clean it. So here I go. Love, love, love that chamois. So whoever wins that chamois, I think you're going to love it. And if you don't have one, it's going to bring a whole new life to cleaning your stamps. Let's see, do I want to put one right there? Yeah, why not? I just want some color back behind these beautiful images of those white roses. So I'm going to flip that over and see what it looks like from the other side. I think that's, I don't know. When I turn it over, I still see another place that looks like it needs some. So we'll just do that. Okay. So let's close up this ink before I get my hands in it. And what I want to do is I'm going to turn that over, because I don't want anything to touch that pink ink until I can get this down where I need it to be. So let's move some of this stuff out of my way so I have a working space here. And let's bring over this piece that we're going to be putting this on, and that's this white piece right here. So I'm going to attach this with glue dots, and the reason I'm going to use glue dots is, I think I'm going to use glue dots. Let's see. Yeah, let's use some glue dots. Y'all know I don't think ahead enough to pull everything out that I need, and that's bad. I could have had these glue dots already out here. And I got ribbon falling off of my little, and Bella's down here just a snoring. Bella, Bella, go find a toy. Where's your toy? Go find a toy. She doesn't want to play. She's 8. She has played this morning, and now she just wants to sleep. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to very carefully, I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool for this. I am going to pick off these glue dots, and I'm just going to put them on the corners. Just like that. These can be sticky little boogers to work with, but I love my glue dots. I find them to come in, you know, every adhesive works for a different purpose, and the glue dots I think just work good when you're trying to attach something like this, because we're gonna go back over this with a frame. So I'm gonna put that down something like that, and then this little frame is gonna frame it. And see what that does? That just pulls that pink behind it out where it really does shine. So for this piece, we're gonna use some glue. So let's move that mat so we don't get glue on it. And let's grab our, now, Alicia, I don't think I put my, I don't think I put this mat on my list of stuff, but it's okay. I can add it later. No, this mat here that I'm using, and it's not showing yet. This is the silicone craft sheet. Okay, Alicia's taking care of y'all. She's going to let you know. Oh, Susan's here. Hey, Susan, how are you? And Brenda. Hey, Brenda. I was just telling everybody, I know you texted me and wanted to know how I was doing, and I am doing so much better. So I can actually sit for a longer period of time now, which makes it easier to craft. When you have to kind of limit yourself to how long you can sit, I think it did something to my creativity, because sometimes I just need to sit and play. And sometimes when I'm pulling different things out and I say, oh, that would be nice, that would look good, let me try this. And that's how I come up with some of these ideas that I wanted to bring to y'all. So I'm going to bring this back over. And don't y'all just love this pink? I'm going to lay that down right over top of that. Now you can see that that pink ink that I used is engulfed inside that frame and that white. So it's not going to, you're not going to smudge it by rubbing your hands on it. So this was a way that I found that I can actually do stamping, colored stamping on vellum and not worry about it, you know, coming up. So I think we got that piece right there. Don't want to, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get that little bone folder and we're going to press that down, or either I'm going to, maybe I just need a little bit more glue under there. Yeah, we can always fix it with some glue. Alicia's just telling me in my ear that she loves this. She says it's gorgeous. Thank you so much. Yes, that is polished pink, Brenda. Don't you just love that polished pink? I'll be sad next year when that color goes away. It has been one of my favorite end colors from last year, from the end colors. All right, so what we're going to do now is we'll bring our next mat over, which is the DSP. And this is still wanting to pop up right here. All right, you're not going to do this to me. I'm just going to hold my bone folder on it for a minute. Alright, so now I think we got it down. So now I'm just going to put glue, or I'm just going to use glue. I'm going to actually just grab the larger bottle so that I can get it to come out enough so we can get the glue on here quickly. And then we're going to turn this over and we're going to lay this down. I love layers on a card. I think it makes a card look rich and complete. And you can make a beautiful card just by doing your layering. Okay, now all of that is going to go onto our card base like this. And then you've got all of those beautiful layers coming up. And I just think it, and I got writing on the back of these because what I did is I wrote down my measurements on the back of each one of my pieces so that I could give them to y'all. And so when I wrote up the PDF, I would have my measurements. That makes it easy for me when I'm typing everything up. I don't have to go back and remeasure. So now I'm just going to lay this down on top of here, like so. And now all we need is a sentiment on the front of it. We could do a couple of different things on the front. And I think I might do that. I think we're gonna, this piece that I cut out of the middle here, you know, I said hang on to that, you might be able to use it. We're actually gonna use that right now. I think what I want to do, I'm gonna pull my dies from that set, and it's the Blooming Happiness. And that's these dies right here. And I'm thinking that I want to stamp pink on pink. Maybe this little flower right here. I love, love, love the tone on tone. I think it's pretty. It's elegant. Let's do this so I can use that same stamp block since I got ink all over it. And I need to clean it anyway, so I know y'all probably get tired of watching me clean my stamps, but hey, if you watch my channel, you're going to watch me clean stamps because it's just what I do. Alright, we're going to pick this up. And it's great to use this little piece because you know, it's just a nice little piece of cardstock that we can use to stamp on. So I'm going to stamp here. And here. And then I'm going to get some Pear Pizzazz. I didn't grab a scrap of that, but let's see if I can find a scrap really quick. And I do. I love that green with the pink, and we need some leaves, so we're going to stamp some leaves, and I think I'm going to use those leaves right there. That goes right there, and these leaves here. And we're going to die cut those, and we're going to put those like around our little sentiment that we're going to put on there. I think that'd be really cute. So I have my Pear Pizzazz ink right here. I'm going to do about 4 leaves. We might not need them all, but we'll have them if we need them. Okay, let's close up this ink pad. I always advise you, more than just getting your hands in your ink, especially when it's hot, I advise you to close that ink pad up as soon as you use it, so you're not risking your inks drying out. And even in the winter too, in the winter when you're running your heat, that can dry your stamps out so quickly. So if y'all notice, whenever I'm stamping, the first thing I do as soon as I stamp is I close up my ink, because it's just not a good thing to leave them out. Alright, so I'm going to grab the dies that cuts those 2 pieces out, and that's this one and this one. Now this is normally when I would pause you on a recorded video and go die cut this and then come back, but we're live, so I don't have the opportunity to do that. So I'm about to mess up my other card that I have. I'm gonna lay that up there out of the way, and I'm not using my magnetic plate anymore because it did malfunction, like Stampin' Up was complaining that it did. So I'm back to using my little post-it flags. So I'm going to try to, since I can only cut one of these at a time, I'm going to try to cut at least a flower and a leaf at the same time, not having as many passes through there. I'm going to put that on there just about like that. I think Jennifer had the best time, her and Autumn both yesterday. They were at Magic Kingdom, and she was sending me videos, and she was live chatting with me throughout the day because she knew how bad I wanted to go and see Autumn's first experience with the Disney princesses and with the, it was so funny. I told Alicia this morning, Autumn saw I messed it up then too, Rapunzel, and she told Rapunzel that, she said, I've got a dress just like yours, and Rapunzel said, you've been in my closet? And I thought that was just the most adorable thing ever. And I thought, oh my word. And those people have to have the patience of Job to deal with the little kids all day. But I think it's a job I would love, because I love little kids at that age when they're, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are so precious. They are just absolutely adorable. When I got my hair cut yesterday, it was a girl that was getting a color, and she teaches 9th grade out in the Kings Mountain school system. And I told her when I left, I said, honey, I'll be praying for you, because I can't imagine teaching 9th graders. Oh, that's got to be a difficult. Hey, Brian. I'm sorry to hear that you're not doing well. I will definitely put you on my list of prayers, and I will definitely hold you up. I'm so sorry that you're having problems. Okay. Alicia's keeping me in who's here and who had to leave. So if y'all hear me talking, I'm talking to her. Hey, Rita, how are you? Alright, so I got one leaf, one rose. Let's run this through again and do the same thing. So I'm going to get that leaf out of there. And let's lay this back. I know y'all aren't seeing the full machine because it's almost impossible. Let me try zooming y'all out a little bit more. That helps. That way you can see the full machine. Just somebody make sure you remind me to zoom back in after we get done with the die cut machine, because I am famous for forgetting that. I do that a lot of times in my recorded videos, and I'm like, oh, I just kick myself, because it does you no good if you can't see what I'm doing, right? And I can't stress. Hey, Carmina. Good to see you, honey. You need to give me a call. I need to talk to you. I need to check on my girl. Alrighty. Let's cut one more leaf, and I think we'll call this a done deal. What do y'all think? Die cutting is so time consuming. That's the reason I try so many times to die cut, but this was kind of a decision on the fly here. Y'all know I'm famous for doing things on the fly. I'll change my mind. I'll say, oh, wait a minute, I need this, I need that, and it's totally off script. But you know, I'm so good because Alicia and Jennifer both kind of roll with the flow. So if I change it up and I don't have something on there, they're like, oh well, there she goes again. So they know me well. Alright, I think we're good with that many flowers and leaves. We'll see how it rolls, and if we need to cut some more, then hey, we'll do it. I'm just wanting to keep it at an hour if I can. But if we run over a little bit, y'all will forgive me, right? All right, let's zoom me back in. Hey, how about that? I remembered that time. Oops, wrong way. All right, so yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's get, put my dies over here so I don't lose them. Even if I don't put them back in there, I like to just drop, if I don't put them where they belong, I like to drop them back in the package. That way I can keep up with it. All right, let's bring our card back over. And we've got our little flowers. And I'm going to cut just a piece of white. I think I'm going to cut about a 2-inch piece off of this. And this looks to be about 3 and 3, almost 3.5. I'd say 3 3/8, or 3 5/8. I'm sorry, something like that. It doesn't matter, just whatever size you want it to be able to put a sentiment on. And that would be another thing. Let's see what we're going to put on here. Sending many thanks for all you do. I always like to look at my stamp and decide which, and I think a 2-inch piece will work good with, actually we don't even need 2 inch. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 inches. I wanted to make sure that my sentiment would fit on there. So what I'm going to do is cut this at 2. I don't know, I don't think I need 2. I'm going to do 1 inch. I don't want to cover up all of my pretties on the vellum. So I'm just going to do a 1 inch piece, and I think that'll work. And we're going to probably pop this. What if we do it in the middle? And then we can have some of these little flowers sticking up from underneath, or do we want them on top? Let's stamp our sentiment first, and then we'll decide where we want to put those little flowers. Y'all can see I didn't plan this out. Not this part of it. I had this part of the card planned, but I always leave a little something to, like a last minute type thing. All right, let's stamp that, and I'm going to do it in that. Do I want to do it in the green? No, I'm going to stick with my polished pink. This is a pinky card. Let's get that Stampin' Pierce mat back over here. Anytime I'm using the photopolymer stamps, I like to have that cushion. It gives you a really much better... My watch is telling me I need to get up and move. My watch don't know that I'm in a live, evidently. So I'm going to hold that on there just for a minute and make sure that everything sets well. Okay, that looks pretty. And I'm not going to do anything to the edges. I'm not going to flag it or anything. I'm going to keep everything kind of symmetrical with it being rectangles and what have you. I am going to pop this up. So we're going to grab some dimensionals. And I'm going to put probably about 4 or 5 across here because I want to make sure that it is adhered. Well, maybe we can do 4. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to take your pick tool and I'm just going to pull these up. Like that. And now we can stick one here. I'm going to lay these out before I actually put them down, just to kind of see where I want them to fall. That's pretty like that. And where's my other one? Didn't I do 2 of those? Yep, there it is. It was hiding out. I'm going to put this one over here, coming off the bottom corner, like that. And maybe this leaf is coming. Or do I want it coming this way? I think I want it like that. I think I can see more of the leaf that way. And that's where I'm going to put those down. I think that's really pretty. So I am going to lift that up and get some glue. If you notice, I'm just putting glue on the edge of the stem because I want it to be right about there, but I want it to look like it has a little lift. So if you take your fingernail and just kind of pull your leaves, they'll give them a little bit of dimension. And then we're going to do the same thing with the flower. We're going to like that. I'm going to do the same thing up here. I don't think I'm going to get to doing the other card, but I have all the pieces cut. So what I think I might do, I can't stamp images and send them to you, but I can die cut. Okay, there we go. Let me get back up into frame. Hopefully y'all can see what I did. So I just put those leaves down and I put the little rose on there. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to take my fingers and just kind of curl those leaves up just a little bit for dimension. Okay, is that better? Can y'all see now? Alright, I'm going to get a piece of pink and white. So I have this piece and I have this piece that I showed y'all earlier. And I am going to... Is that good now? You might need to scroll. I'm talking to Alicia, y'all. You might need to scroll up just a little bit because it's showing on mine. It's showing in frame. Am I in frame, everybody? Can y'all see the card? Okay, I'm going to cut a mat, and so I know it needs to be, let's see, let's go this way, 4 by 5 1/4. And then I need the white piece at 3 3/4 by 5. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do a drawing for the other card, and I'll make it on a recorded video, and as soon as I make it, I'll mail it out to the person that wins it. That'd be fun. What do y'all think about that? All right, I'm going to put this inside my card like that. And I'm not going to stamp anything inside because I'm giving this card away. I want the person that gets it to be able to finish it off on the inside. In fact, I'm not even going to glue this in. I'm going to leave it like that. And the reason for that, you might want to take it out. You might want to decorate your sides. You may want to do some stamping on it. So if it's attached inside and you mess it up, then you're kind of stuck. But if it's loose, you can always cut another piece and fix it. So that's one of our cards for today. The other one that I did, and I want to show you my pieces, I was going to use this stamp set, Graceful Tiles. This set is very overlooked, I think. It has beautiful sentiments, beautiful fonts. It has little sentiments that you can put inside your card, and then you've got all of these beautiful little flourishes and what do they call mandalas? I love this. I think they're so pretty. So with that one, I also had used the Pretty Flowers embossing folder. Let me pull my pieces over and I'll show you. I had embossed my frame using the embossing folder. That's that Pretty Flowers. And of course I have my piece of vellum, which is the same, and that would be stamped and framed behind here. And then I had a piece of the plaid that's going to go behind the vellum. So I did change this one up quite a bit. But I thought it would be beautiful with the white over top of that plaid. Then I had a piece of polished pink that's going to mat behind it, and a piece of white that would mat behind that, and then it would all mat onto a polished pink card base. So I think since we're already almost at an hour, I'm going to do a drawing for this unfinished card, and then I'm going to finish it and send it to you, and I'll record that video. I might even try to record that this afternoon, and once I get it recorded, I'll put it up, and this card will go in the mail to the winner. I think that would be a good way to do that. So that way we'll have 3 prize drawings, and whoever gets this card will get a chance to watch the video and watch me finish it, which I think will be fun. So I'm going to stick this all in an envelope so that I keep all of my pieces together. Oh, come on, envelopes. I have a place that I keep everything, but my envelopes didn't want to cooperate with me. So I'm just going to make sure that this is all together. And when I finish it, like I said, I'll record this, and whoever wins the unfinished card can watch me make it. All right, let's go ahead and do our prize drawing. The first drawing is going to be for this Simply Chamois and the case, which we're going to just call this our door prize, and the other ones are like constellation prizes. We still have this card, and this card. So I think the way I'm going to do them is we're going to do the drawing for the unfinished card first, after this one. Then we'll do the drawing for this, whoops, for the card that I made on the live today. And then we'll do the drawing for the constellation card, which is my prototype. So we'll do it in that order. All right, so if Alicia is ready, she's going to be, I like the embossing too, Rita. All right, so if you are here and you want to be in the drawing, please type in yes. Yes, there is. The door prize is going to be a brand new Stampin' Chamois with the stamp case to keep it in. So I always try to make sure that my door prize is a nice Stampin' Up product that anybody could use. So if you want to be in the drawing, just please type yes really fast so that Alicia can make sure she's got your name down. All right, we've got Rita, Connie, Susan. I'm trying to let Alicia know. Phyllis, Lala's Crafts, Marlene, okay, Jennifer Rial, Margie, okay. All right, we got Margie, Tina, Marlene, Phyllis, Susan, Connie, Rita, Brian, Alicia. We want Alicia to be in there. Jennifer. I think that's it. If I missed you, please let me know. I'm going to get my little sticky notes for it. Well, there went all my ribbon off of my little thing. That's okay. I have a mess by the time I finish my lives anyway, so I always like to put a sticky note and write the names on here so I don't forget. All right, I think we're ready. As soon as Alicia gets all your names in a cup where she can draw your name, or she may have a different way that she's picking names, but however she does it, she's going to give me the winner first for the Simply Chamois and the case. Marlene Watts, congratulations. All right. That's one down, and now our unfinished card. Susan, I'm just going to say Susan B. I know who you are. Congratulations. And you can actually watch me make this card either today or tomorrow. I'll try to do it today so it can go up on the channel tomorrow. And now, the one that we made today, Rita Tharp. All right, congratulations. And now our last but not least, our little sad card. It's not sad, I think it's very cute. It's just not quite as elaborate as the other ones. And the winner for this one is Margie. Margie Ryan, congratulations. I am so happy that everybody, I got winners coming out of the yin yang, and that makes me happy. So I have so enjoyed giving away my cards, and these are all of our prize winners right here, and I will get these in the mail. Well, this one, Susan, yours won't go in the mail right away. I got to finish making it, and I will record it, so I think it'll be so pretty. So thank y'all all once again for joining me. Let me flip y'all over so y'all can see me. I can't see you, but you know, one day we're going to do a Zoom. Wouldn't that be wonderful to be able to do a Zoom and I could see y'all and y'all could see me and we could all just craft together? Yay, that would be so much fun. So I just want to thank y'all all so much for your love, your support, the way you're always here to, I mean, we got 17 right on the chat now. Oh, I don't have any thumbs up. Somebody give me some thumbs up. Yay. Oh, thank y'all so much. Thank you for your love, your support. It means the world to me. If you are interested in a Stampin' Up! Catalog, please reach out to me. If you are not currently working with a demonstrator and you would love for me to be your demonstrator, I promise you I will be here for you. I won't say 24/7, but if you text me during the day, anytime up to about 10 o'clock at night, you will get a response from me. I can't promise after that. Jennifer, I think I was asleep the other night and I heard my phone and I tried to type to Jennifer Rial and I was out of it. I had taken my muscle relaxer, Jennifer, and I know she must have thought, oh my gosh, this woman is drunk. I don't drink, so I was not drunk. But I finally think I got enough over to her in the text to tell her I had gone to bed, that she was, and she apologized. No need to apologize. There's a 3-hour difference with us. I'm East Coast, she's West Coast, so no biggie. But anyway, I think I need a sip of my tea now. I have gotten on this herbal tea kick lately. Thanks to Leisha, she introduced me to peppermint tea. And I went from that to ginger lemon tea, to the lemon zinger, to the chamomile. And I have become a tea fan. I'm drinking tea pretty much all day. I'm constantly going, my tea kettle's getting a workout, but I have enjoyed my little cups of tea so much. So anyway, as I always say in closing, and I always will close my videos this way, this is because my love for Jesus is so deep, and I like to think pure, that I just want to give him the glory for everything that I have, everything that I do, and I pray that everything that I do and say will bring glory to him. And I pray that for you too. So that's always my closing. Let everything that you do and say, and that entails everything, let it bring glory to him. Think about what you say and what you do before you do it, and ask yourself that question. So until we craft again, God bless and keep you. I love you guys so very much. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Bye-bye.